Hi and welcome to Men Are So Smart, the show for men, done by men that women seem to enjoy. You know, Ronnie, I was looking at some of the analytics of our channel. As the administrator, they show you a whole bunch of stats. And one of the things that I saw was the split between men and women in our target demo. It's 52% men, 48% women.
That's so interesting.
Women are enjoying the show.
Come on, women, you just
know
need
what?
like another dozen or so women.
I told you you would. And I think you might like this episode too. Unless you've been living under a rock, which I know, yeah.
Or
Anyway.
a severed head.
Kathy Griffin has been in the news everywhere. Now, some might say this is supposed to be a distraction from other political things that are going on. But you've seen the photos, and Kathy was shown holding the severed head of our president, Donald Trump. Now, CNN has decided they will fire her. Now, some of you might be saying, well, I didn't even know she worked for CNN. Well, then you probably haven't seen the New Year's Eve rockin' special that they do.
Her and Anderson
Cooper.
Yep.
Okay? She's fired. A day after she was photographed holding the mock decapitated head. CNN has terminated their agreement with Kathy Griffin to appear on the New Year's Eve program. Late Tuesday, the language CNN used was even stronger. We found what she did disgusting and offensive, read a statement, saying that they had not decided yet on Griffin's fate on the popular program. They're pleased to see she has apologized and asked the photos be taken down. All right, enough of the story.
There's a lot more backlash, though. I mean, she's also lost some gigs at, you know, some comedy shows she was going to do. She's right now, she's like a pariah. I don't think anybody would pay to see her. The only person who's really happy about it is Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Kind of took a lot of the heat right off him. You know, he's always like, boy, I don't know if anybody could screw up their career more in a week than I just did. And she said, hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
Yeah.
All right, so where do you stand on this? First of all, she is a comedian, and her job is to make people laugh.
And to be edgy. She is an edgy, topical
If
comedian.
you've seen the New Year's Eve special, you know that that's exactly what she does.
Right.
She just does everything in her power to make Anderson Cooper uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the best way.
And she does it pretty well.
And he does look uncomfortable.
Yes, he does.
So, in that sense, was she actually performing a comedic event? Not in the sense of a venue, but to the world on the world stage with a photograph. How much damage does a photograph really do?
You know, unfortunately, had this not been a technique used by ISIS to terrorize people, then maybe you get away with it. But because it is so, and the photograph is disgusting, and it is disturbing. I mean, it's obviously a likeness of Donald Trump, and I understand that she has her issues with him being elected, and you know what? Let's face it, he's elected. Let's roll with the hand we've got. But regardless, it's way over the edge. It's unbelievably inappropriate.
Well, I got to disagree with you in the sense that where is the edge? Having done comedy over the last 30 years on the radio, I can tell you that you walk a very fine line, and depending on the format or the show that you're doing, many times you walk right up to the line and you get your toes right to the very edge before you go over. But where is that line? It's dictated by where a person stands morally. Some people offended, others it's comedy. Ronnie?
Well, I just think that, and trust me, she's not the first comedian to suffer backlash for something she said or done. Numerous comedians, I mean, Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold are famous for, you know, not just blurring the line, but obscuring it. You know, they crush the line and go way over the top. And I think in some instances it does. It furthers their career because, you know, they're out there. They'll tell you in the business that there's no such thing as bad publicity. So having her name thrown out there now, probably across every country in the world, maybe in the long run it'll work out for her. But I think right now she is, you know, she's kind of reconsidering her actions of last week.
What do you think about a person who obviously crossed the line and then just apologizes to make it all better?
Yeah, and you know, certainly her apology seemed very sincere. She appeared on camera with no makeup and her hair was a flop. So it was something that she felt she had to get out over the air immediately, and I can appreciate that. But you know what? I still feel like there had to be somebody in her inner circle that said, this isn't a good idea.
Where was that person?
Yeah.
Were they off that day? Maybe at a water slide?
Maybe. You do have to have people looking out for you. If you've surrounded yourself with a bunch of yes men and yes women, then that's not going to be good for your career in the long run.
Or did somebody in her room go, hey, I got an idea?
Yeah.
And really, and like Ron is saying, it's like, you know, I got this picture and I got this mask. Oh yeah, it sounds like a great idea.
That's wonderful. Let's roll
do
with
that. Go, yeah, that'll be good for us.
I think that's crazy. That's great.
And even if something happens, what could happen?
Right. What's the worst?
What? Yeah.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
Here, hold my beer. See there, we just dramatized the entire thing for you right there. Hold my beer. Well, you know, I found it appalling, but it's so subjective. And the powers that be decide for us when I think we need to make our own decisions. She said also, in addition to her apology, that he's messing with the wrong redhead. Well, how does that help your case?
Yeah.
Really?
That makes your apology seem just a little bit less sincere.
And you know, in this day of spin, you know that somebody probably wrote that press release for her. Or let's say with her.
Yeah.
All right. So was it sincere? I don't know. Did she write it all herself? We'll never know the answer to that.
Probably not. Well, and the worst part is, and if you believe what the president tweeted out, and certainly I don't believe everything he tweets, but he says that his son was disturbed by it. And I can see that. I can understand that. I think he's about 11 years old. That would be disturbing to see, you know, somebody holding your father's head in their hand. So even though it is, you know, a dummy's head or whatever the case may be, it is disturbing. And I just really think, as she said, it was inappropriate, and it killed the line. It not only crossed it, but it killed the line.
Well, they say that America is a forgiving nation. And they also say in the world of spin that all you need to do really is apologize, and America will eventually get over it. Or another news story comes along that unshelves the previous. So as far as I'm concerned, although appalling, I think she has the right to do it. But see, here's the thing. When you make that decision, you got to suffer the consequences, whatever they might be. Pretty simple. For every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. And sometimes it lands right here on Men Are So Smart. Now look, we would really love to have your input, and you can do that below. All right, you'll see our links to our Facebook page. You can email us. You can send a message on Facebook. But we'd like to know what you think. Just look below in the comment section and get back to us, okay? Well, that's my buddy Ronnie, and I'm Lou Gallagher, and this has been another episode of Men Are So Smart. See you next time.
See you next time.